What's up, everybody? Matt Gajewski here, back again with the Awesemo team and our friends at PrizePicks to talk about college football week 4. And we are going to be diving into everything PrizePicks has to offer, giving you 4 picks from their platform. But before we get started, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all other content goes live. But bringing you to the week 4 college football slate, let's go check out PrizePicks. We are going to take a look at some passing, rushing, and receiving props. And starting with the quarterback position, we're going to head to Missouri, taking on Boston College and Connor Bazelak's passing prop, which sits at 287.5 yards. This line is a little bit inflated for Bazelak, considering Missouri's level of competition to start the year. This is a team that really beat up on Central Michigan and Southeast Missouri State before getting into an absolute shootout against Kentucky, a team that has changed offensive coordinators. They're running with a lot more tempo, a lot pass heavier schemes. And Missouri's doing that too. They're a team that is passing the ball at the 19th highest rate in the country. They're running the 49th most plays. And that's pretty similar to what they did last year. However, you do have a step up in competition against Boston College, whose strength is their pass defense. And looking at Bazelak's prop, it's sitting very high, 287.5. It's not that he can't get there. He's gotten there 2 out of 3 games so far this year. But if you look back at the larger sample through Bazelak's career, Missouri ran an offense similar to this last year, and Bazelak only eclipsed this mark 3 times. This is a prop that's a little bit too high. Right now for us, he projects actually much, much lower at 255 passing yards. So hitting the under on Bazelak makes a lot of sense in this matchup. We'll head over to the rushing props next. And this is a spot where you can get a number of players in solid spots. But we're going to go to Breece Hall from Iowa State, taking on Baylor, 89.5 rushing yards. Now, Breece Hall has been wildly inefficient to start the year. Iowa State, obviously, they drop a game to the Hawkeyes, and Breece is only averaging 79 rushing yards per game. However, the opportunity has remained consistent for Breece Hall. In his 3 games, he's carried the ball 23, 16, and 21 times. So Breece Hall is still seeing a ton of opportunity here. Even with just modest efficiency, Breece Hall should be able to work his way towards 100 yards. And then working in his favor, you have Iowa State favored by a touchdown in this game. Baylor has yet to play a team of consequence. So while they do have a strong run defense overall, it's coming against really weak competition. And this is a Baylor team that went 2-7 last year, still rebuilding. Iowa State should hold some edges here, particularly on the ground. So looking at Breece Hall, over 89.5 rushing yards is where we're going to go. And then we're going to keep it on the ground. We're going to move over to Arkansas, taking on Texas A&M, a marquee matchup here with Traylon Smith. His rushing prop sits at 71.5 yards. And this is a situation where Arkansas has been in some competitive games. They played Texas this year, and while the scoreboard didn't necessarily point to that being competitive, I mean, it was close enough where you still have to use your starters for most of the game. Texas was within striking range if they were able to get something forward. They were not. However, in the backfield, you have Traylon Smith continually ceding more and more work to backups Raheem Sanders, Dominic Johnson, even some other ancillary players like AJ Green have mixed into the lineup. Green has 7 carries in back-to-back games. Johnson has 6 and 5. Raheem Sanders has 8 and 10. And Traylon Smith's carry counts have dropped 22 to 12 to 8. He has been fairly efficient, but Traylon Smith is a small back to begin with. He's a player that is best used in timeshares. Now you have Arkansas as a slight underdog here against Texas A&M, 5.5 points against the Texas A&M defense, which has been fairly strong to start the year. So looking towards the under at Traylon Smith, that's the second rushing prop we will hit here, under 71.5 yards. And then to close this out, we will go to receiving props where, to be honest, there are quite a few very nice props overall. But one we've been trying to take advantage of to start the year that did not work last week was Notre Dame's Michael Mayer. And Michael Mayer sitting at 49.5 receiving yards again here. I will click it as soon as we find it. But this is one which is a little bit lower than last week. And it's still something we want to target, with Mayer leading the Notre Dame receiving room in targets, in yards. He's just coming off a bad game with 2 targets in the previous spot. But taking on Wisconsin, the weakness of that defense is the pass. And Mayer, he continually presents interesting matchup nightmares for opposing defenses. Too big for opposing safeties, too fast for opposing linebackers. Mayer saw 13 and 9 targets in the first 2 games before the 2-target game last week. He's currently averaging 69 receiving yards per game, and he has 206 on the year. So taking over the 49.5 as the number one receiver for Notre Dame, not to mention Notre Dame's projected to lose this game by nearly a touchdown, so they should be in game script that should favor Michael Mayer. He's the last prop here. We'll be taking the over 49.5 on the Notre Dame pass catcher. But that will do it for us today. Make sure to check out PrizePicks. They have player props available for almost all sports, any sort of contest you can imagine. College football has been fantastic. And before you head out, let me know your favorite pick in the comment section. We'll be back with more PrizePicks content coming forward. I'm Matt Gajewski on Twitter, at Matt_Gajewski. We will see you again next time.